Act is, as we know, a landmark piece of legislation that aims to regulate the use and development of AI across the European Union. It's also been developed with the aim of setting a benchmark for how the rapidly evolving regulation of AI should be handled. And so we're starting to see other jurisdictions around the world starting to regulate AI also. It introduces a risk-based approach and categorizes AI systems based on their impact according to fundamental rights and safety. And it outlines a lot of obligations for the various different actors involved in the life cycle of a piece of AI technology. And so for organizations, it's really important to understand and assess what role they are as part of that piece of legislation, and therefore the requirements that they need to follow under it. Everyone's at a different stage in terms of their compliance journey with the EU AI Act, but I think there are three things that we were tending to see no matter where you are in that journey. The first is who's responsible. So the governance of AI really is a true interdisciplinary effort. And so what we're seeing from a lot of organizations is the setting up of AI governance committees to address the policies, procedures, risks, controls, who is responsible for owning all of these different parts of the program, and who is responsible for ensuring accountability that processes are followed, policies are being issued and being reviewed, etc. I think the other part is obviously a mapping part of it, and that's kind of twofold. There's understanding the data itself, so what data is being used, for what purposes is it being used, where is it, etc. But then also from a regulatory perspective, as we were saying before, in terms of the EU AI Act. So what are the requirements that we need to follow? How do we understand what role it is that we're categorized as under the Act so that we can adhere to the various different requirements that may be set for that particular role. And then the third thing that we're seeing is really around third-party risk management, which is always huge, and particularly so in the AI space. So again, having in place process and policies around onboarding of AI service providers, how we're ensuring that employees are being trained around the onboarding of those third parties, and having also a look at anything that might arise out of a due diligence process as well in terms of legal contracts reviews. Do we have the adequate clauses in place to address things around security, retention, etc. So I think those are three common things that we're seeing, but of course, there's a lot of efforts being done for EU AI Act compliance.